Let's get down to business.
Lovely. Thomas, the bomber. What is the story? How's life? You good?
Good, all good, yeah. Good at the moment.
Geez, we'll touch on everything. So obviously there's the boxing side of things, the live side of things. It's not your first time in here. You've been here before with us. You're making waves. Like there's no agenda, but we'll just crack through everything. I think actually I was one of the. I think when you came in before you done a course, I was chit chatting to you in the main room. Before when you were coming in just for a chit chat to see about doing courses.
I think I remember, yeah.
Remember the eyebrows?
Yeah, I did. No, you had an open day. Wasn't there an open day one time? And I came up and I think I was speaking to someone else, and then who I think was Johnny I was speaking to might have been online, and he wasn't here by texting. He wasn't here, and then I think I.
And
spoke
then you
with
came
you.
in, on a random, Anyway, what's the story? How's life? Obviously seeing loads online and stuff.
Yeah, all good. So where are we now? We're at the start of March. I was meant to fight. So I fought last November 28th, and didn't take a break as such from training, but was straight back training after the fight, but kind of living life a bit easier, eating more and enjoying myself. But I trained right through Christmas. I was meant to be fighting on February 25th at the O2 in London, but that fell through. Then I had another
heartbreaking or
like it was, in hindsight, it's actually a good thing because I probably wasn't ready. Put on way too much weight. Put on the most weight I've ever put on over Christmas. Crazy.
Just munching.
Yeah, eating. Just like the whole atmosphere around training had changed because I had trained so much last year. Probably 50 weeks, 52 weeks last year, I'd say. You know what I mean?
Exhausted.
Training. It's exhausted from training, but just diet was all over the place. To be honest, no big deal now because I expected it to happen, but I didn't know how fast it would go on over Christmas. So it was a good thing that the fight fell through, I think. Then I was meant to have another fight March 18th. Not this Saturday, next Saturday. That fell through. So now April 22nd is the date. I think it's ideal. You know.
Yeah, I saw you throwing that up. All right. I saw the date. I haven't seen a name go up as
an opponent.
Yeah.
No opponent as of yet. There's a couple of guys who've been offered to.
But it's in your call, 22nd of April.
Yeah.
Deadly. So do you kind of get like a menu kind of? You're in that position, right?
It's actually interesting enough. You know, in boxing, especially beginning, there's an A and a B side usually. I hate saying this and sounding big-headed, but there is an A and a B side, and I would be expected to win, you know what I mean, the first couple of fights. So you get opponents in or whatever like that to test you and to try and get you to learn different aspects of the game.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and get someone in, someone
test.
tough enough, you know what I mean, that would give me a bit of a test and not just going to jump on the deck, which happens more often than not, you know.
How soon will you get? How close to the fight? Is there a time limit?
Looking every day. I have a management team. They're looking every day. They'll offer out to different people. People might decline. People might accept. Pull out. So it's there's a lot of loose ends with a fight. You know what I mean? Especially in the beginning. As you get bigger, you know you have two guys that'll agree to fight, and they'll know for 12 weeks whether they're going to fight or not. But in the beginning, there's a lot of loose ends. So I could literally be fighting one person for 6 weeks. Week before the fight, it might change 10 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And at this stage, will that affect your training much? Is there going to be that much of a dramatical?
No, absolutely not. Like right now, I try and train for all styles to be as fit and strong as I can, regardless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then game plans, when we have an opponent confirmed, then we'll work out a game plan. But no, we wouldn't have one in advance or anything like that. You know what I mean?
So four fights, 3 knockouts.
4 fights, 3 knockouts, yeah.
Obviously, you're going for the knockout as often as you can, like the frame on you and stuff like that.
The first one, I remember thinking back on my debut, the first guy was actually quite tough. He had actually never been knocked out before, you know what I mean? So I was raging not to get a stoppage in my first fight. I actually messed with the lads a couple of times, said if I don't stop him, I'm just going to pack it in, you know what I mean, after the first one. But you can't knock everybody out, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I saw, I want to get into obviously any other sports and that sort of thing and your education, but I was obviously looking at a few clips and stuff like that, and one thing I noticed was, I think it was the end of your last fight, you spat the gum shield out and caught it on a smashing volley.
Yeah.
I was like, right, that's not normal. That's a soccer background, or that's a 45 being taken there.
Definitely
What's the
not
story?
a soccer background. Well, there is a bit of a soccer background, but I despise soccer. Most people know me now that I haven't watched the game in about 15 years. I used to play a fair bit at a decent level. I used to play for Bohs, Crumlin.
That's the Bohs jersey, obviously.
Yeah, well, the Bohs jersey is where I live, you know what I mean? I used to play for Bohs, Crumlin and Lourdes, and I swapped between them, you know, between South Side and North Side. And then I found Gas, so I played Ga then as well.
Who were you playing Ga with?
I was playing Ga with Scully Connell.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, I know a few lads down there, the
Yeah.
Cunninghams and stuff. And
Yeah,
Mick Cunningham,
playing golf at Scully Cunningham. Funny enough, after my third fight, I went back. I wanted to play junior because I missed it. And first night back training, and they were building the big Bohs. They were delighted to have me back. They wanted me to play senior and all. And I was like, no, I just want to mess around and play junior. And I went up to a training session and tore a tendon in my foot on the first night. So I won't be messing around anymore. No.
Disaster. I was actually talking to somebody who was training for a marathon. A chap, he's in the finance industry, training for a marathon all the way up, and went back goalkeeper coaching. Ripped his Achilles out of the marathon, and there was like 5 months prep just gone out the window.
Yeah, so stupid. Thinking back, like, you know, I wanted to do it for enjoyment, just to change up the training.
You kind of need it though.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely. But like, it just can't be done. It's too dangerous.
And we're getting lumped in full forward, full back. Where are you?
I was planning on going full forward if I got the pick. Yeah, I used to play midfield, but I'm a bit heavier now, I think, than I used to be when I played midfield. Yeah. So I was. It was just training and just literally, I think I was running to get a ball or something like that, and I just felt it go on my foot. And I've never had an injury, touch wood, through boxing. You know, I've been so lucky, never a serious injury. Yeah. That was the most serious injury I've ever had, and it was from messing around playing. Yeah, no, absolutely not.
And would you have been, so obviously you had played golf before, would you have put on many kilos when you went back the second time, like your ankles and stuff like that, taking that weight on the turn? Like, would there have been a big difference from?
100%, yeah, definitely. Like, I run a lot in training as it is, but I think it's the kind of the really sharp sprint off the spot that got me. I don't do any of that sort of stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I remember just literally the first step, and I felt something like just popping my foot, you know what I mean?
Just the load.
I couldn't walk for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then obviously you're going to have your boxing coaches going bananas.
Well, I had just fought, so luckily enough, there was nothing coming up anytime soon. It was literally the week after I fought in last March. A blessing in disguise, but still took me a long time to recover. And then even when I was feeling okay, I developed more issues. It's mad the way the body works. I tore a tendon in my left foot, and trying to fix that, I got a problem in my right hip.
Going up through your hips,
trying to fix that.
Up to your shoulders then.
My shoulder, then it's crazy how it works, yeah.
And obviously you've got a good team around you at different stages to be able to actually point that out to you. But somebody younger or somebody maybe only getting into the game that might be on their own 2 feet, something like that happens.
Very hard, yeah.
Might take them months to actually realise
that there's a serious problem.
Might be done,
yeah. That's it. Like, I have a really good team in that. I train with John Connor in the ISI.
That John sounds
really good coach, you know what I mean? And very grateful for him, because any niggles or issues I have, we can adapt training to train around that and make sure I can still get, decent sessions.
You're in very good hands. In fairness to the lads, do you know all the lads down there, John and Owen? And
yeah.
I used to work in Westwood, Jesus, about 20 years ago now.
You're showing your age now, 20 years ago in Westwood.
40 next week.
No way.
Yeah. But I used to work in Westwood. I was in the teen gym and stuff like that, and the little fit zone part, and then Total Fitness. But at that stage, the lads in the ISI, John, Owen, stuff like that, Peter, Owen would have been going over and doing a lot of his Poliquin stuff over in the States and coming back. And the same thing always got said about Owen and John. Wherever they went to get their knowledge. And that would have been the times where, like, you're on a 3210. You're not on a smartphone.
Yeah.
You're going online and you're dialing up.
Yeah.
They would have got their knowledge, and all the companies brought it back and shared it with their team. They weren't, there was no ego there. And if there's any compliment I can actually give the lads down the ISI, with social media and the way it's gone and stuff like that, they've stuck to their game. They know what they're doing, and the standard of people that they work with now is a credit to what absolutely. the work that they've put in. They're not just on the back of social media, a good name. Like, they're doing it right. Yeah, they're in the top couple of percent in the world.
Yeah, I would say, like, I have this conversation with John sometimes, and I'm like, you never advertise for new clients, and they don't need to. You know what I mean? They don't need to. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Because we're in a world now where social media is
dictating.
It's so important, and it's huge, and they never really caught on in a massive way. Yeah. And they just don't need it. You know what I mean? We actually
used them. You were asking me kind of what's the idea with the podcast and how's it going and that kind of stuff. I mentioned we're not really big on doing it for numbers, and it's kind of credibility for the company and stuff. It's the likes of those guys. And if us as a training provider keep credible in the eyes of the likes of a John and Owen and stuff like that, when people are asking where to do courses, that we're not selling ourselves down the river just on social media. We have to keep a certain standard, and amongst those guys, that's kind of where we're looking, going the old school mentality where there's still humbleness there. They've got all the knowledge, but they're always educating themselves. They share the knowledge, and then they've got a high standard of client as well, and they send guys to us and stuff, which is brilliant. We send people out there as well, but that's a dying breed because social media is taking over.
Yeah.
You know, but you're in good hands.
Yeah,
Really good
100%,
hands.
definitely.
Like on education wise, I think when you came in, were you doing sports science degree, or you were going to do a sports
I
science
deferred.
degree?
No, I was doing it. I deferred after year one. Yeah, I didn't really have. So I did year one, then I was about to enter year two, and boxing was kind of just about to kick off.
Yeah.
And I had spoken with a couple of people that had actually graduated with the sports science degree, and none of them were really working in sport.
Yeah.
None of them were really working in anywhere I could see myself working in the future.
Yeah.
If I ever work at all, that's where I was at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because I was really going all in on the boxing thing,
Yeah.
and I was like, am I gonna split my time between this sports science degree that I wouldn't be 100% in,
Yeah.
and it would take away from boxing? So I said I'll defer, and I haven't gone back to it now, to be honest.
Yeah, we get loads of people that are like that, and it's not a bad thing. Do you know what I mean? Some people go and add PT to their sports science degree. Some people do PT and then actually move on to sports science. But it was one of those things where you're probably looking down like, this is 4 years.
Yeah.
It's going to be 4 years. I want to concentrate on boxing.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it was one of. I do think had I have gone ahead with the course, I wouldn't be where I'm at now in my boxing career. And I'm quite obsessive when I do something that if I do it, I want to be 100% in it, and I do it to the best of my ability. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to half-arse the sports science degree, and then cause myself to half-arse the boxing, because there's only so many hours in the day.
Yeah.
And even now, full-time boxing, I'm still struggling to fit everything in.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be a bit of a perfectionist with training, recovery, and everything, that there isn't any more hours really in the day. And I know you have all these people that like
they're calculating it, and
the half David Goggins people that think, you know, create more hours sleepless. No, like the life of an athlete is hard.
Yeah, and everyone's life is different.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. I'm lucky to be able to do what I do, but that's what I've chosen to do. You know what I mean?
And doing it well.
Yeah.
Like on that front, on obviously the boxing front, like all you have to do is pop on or excuse me, see it on social media, and you're Dylan Moy sparring with AJ, and you're just seeing all these kind of big names. And for me, like, my boxing knowledge would be average at best, and my boxing I suppose experience is a fucking white knuckle charity event. So, but I'm recognizing these big names, like, geez, that's Thomas. That's Thomas. That was,
I know,
that was
mad,
him. That's Thomas that like is with Kev. Sister, and who just had a baby, as you told me earlier on. So congrats guys on that one. Very best of luck with that. Congrats. So I'm seeing you with those. Like, how does it come about? What way does it affect you? Do you feel like, I've made it here, or
it's mad,
eye opening? I'm
a bit desensitized to it now, to be honest. Like, you know, some of the lads that would be big boxing fans think it's just crazy. You know, I'd be texting these guys, or I'd have messages from these guys, voice notes from them, and you know, I've sparred them all and shared really good rounds with them and stuff like that. But I'm a bit desensitized because it's been so much since lockdown, since 2020. My life's changed completely, and has, without sounding big-headed, has been on a really upwards trajectory. You know what I mean? Brilliant. Which is what I wanted.
True work, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's not big-headed.
No, absolutely. It's been on a really upwards trajectory. So I'm a bit desensitized to it now. Some moments do pop out. Like, I remember for years, if you're a boxing fan, you would watch the YouTube channels, and now these YouTube channels that I used to watch are texting me looking for interviews with me, and I'm just like, this. It is madness. Small things like that stick out to me. My last fight there with Dillian White, he was main event. AJ was there, and everyone went crazy to see AJ, and then he just caught, like, there's a big swarm around him, and then he just walks over to me and talks to me for about 10 minutes. Ringside while everyone's screaming looking for pictures. That was kind of cool as well, because people see, like, you know,
that's dreamland.
There's a good bit of respect there, you know what I mean? He obviously respects me enough, and then I got all my crew to get pictures with him, and also they were delighted. So stuff like that is kind of cool, you know what I mean? And then being asked for photographs and stuff, like, I never thought I'd ever be asked for photographs or anything like that. And then the one that stood out went to Jerry Cinnamon, and I went to it took me an hour to go from one place to the other because people are asking for pictures. Like, it's I just, like,
I'm not used to it, maybe, or
not used to it. Yeah, definitely not used to it. But, like, you know, who am I? But I suppose when I look back when I was younger, you know what I mean? I used to look at these guys doing the thing on social media, and I would be asking them for pictures too if I seen them, because you'd be like, oh my God, I follow you. You know
and and there's a benefit of social media as well. Do you know what I mean? As much as different people slay that, and sometimes on this we say the good, the bad, and the ugly about it. So is that one of those moments where you're kind of going, looking back on it, the decision to actually give this boxing a proper actual crack was this 100%. Starting to
I
pay
think
off.
I've exceeded my own expectations from the beginning in terms of like where I'm at right now so early in my career. Like my uncle sent me a video last night, and it was there's like a heavyweight roundup, and there's this guy from Australia, and he talks about like kind of heavyweight boxing news at the moment, and talks about like he's talking AJ, Dillian White, he's talking Deontay Wilder, a couple of really good European guys, and then me with 4 fights at the end. Like it's just brilliant. It's crazy to even be in like might not sound like much, but there's 1,500 guys in the rankings at heavyweight.
You're getting mentioned,
you know, and I'm getting mentioned, and after 4 fights I'm like ranked 106 in the world or something like that, which is kind of unheard of as well, you know what I mean?
So you mentioned your uncle there. His family close? Like his family, are they pushing?
Really, really close family. Like my dad, he'd be in construction business. He's a roofer by trade.
Your dad with bigger hands than you?
Yeah, my dad with bigger hands than me. Yeah. He's in the construction game, and my little brother started as an electrical. He's doing his apprenticeship as an electrician. But like that game was never ever going to be for me. Never.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just looking back, it was never going to be for me. And fair play to my dad. He supported me. Like everybody's grafters in my family, and I too would class myself as a grafter, but not on the sites, not for me.
Well, maybe it's after benefiting you in your training.
No, 100%. It definitely did. Like I said, I'd be fairly obsessive over what I do, and I'd be the hardest trainer in the gym. You know what I mean? And even outside the gym, I definitely do the most to optimize my time recovery wise and stuff like that. You know. So it's not that I'm lazy. I know I'm not lazy, but just I'm not into that construction game, and it was never going to be for me. You know.
Yeah. What does when you're saying recovery there? What's your recovery? What's it look like on a lead up to a fight? Even now, actually, like whatever. A month and a bit out.
I train 11 times a week, so I have 11 sessions a week. Some hard, and some easy. You know what I mean? Depending, the intensity is completely different. So I train 11 times a week, and I would say 5 days out of the 7, I would go and I do saunas and I would do ice baths together, you know, hot and cold therapy. And I've really been getting into the science behind it. And I don't actually think it's as good as people think it is for recovery. I don't want to bore you and getting into kind of statistics and studies, but I don't think it's as good. But in terms of how I feel mentally afterwards, I really enjoy it. It helps me sleep, so that's what I do. You know what I mean?
So the overall equilibrium is balanced.
100%, yeah, absolutely. I don't think ice baths isn't the answer to everything and the answer to recovery, because a couple of studies say that, you know, you train for the soreness, and the soreness creates the adaptation, and then if you're doing the ice baths, you're minimizing the adaptation, you know what I mean? So you're not getting the full benefits out of your body kind of adapting.
And within the boxing on that side, right, because you're out with Packy Collins, lads out Cardiff, with the old school style of training. So see all this new stuff and science. Yeah. Would there be a balance there where they'd be kind of...
There would be. There'd be an awful lot of clashing for me personally, because I have Pascal, old school boxing trainer, and then I have John Connor, which is no bullshit, straight science guy.
Yeah.
And they would clash a lot. They don't, not that they don't speak, they don't see each other or talk, you know what I mean? They know of each other, but they don't talk. I'm the guy in the middle. They both coach me. So John's telling me to do one thing, Pascal says the other.
Yeah.
I would come from a more of a science background myself.
Yeah.
I would believe more in science than, you know, old school
history, like, or whatever.
Sport evolves, you know what I mean? Even football today is not football 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So I believe sport evolves. So it's hard to get the balance right, but we have it right for the moment anyways. There's an awful lot of we'd have a couple of arguments, all right, but we aren't.
But it's all for the greater good.
All for the greater good. Yeah, absolutely. I think the big thing with me is to not overtrain. Yeah, they try and pull me back a bit, both of them, you know.
Yeah, and it's brilliant. Right, let's jump into a 10-minute tangent.
Right,
so nailing it. On the by the way, if anyone's wondering, when I said your dad with the bigger hands, it's because we're talking about distance from the mics. I said your hands probably twice the size of mine.
I think actually have
small enough hands with their sharp knuckles, you were saying.
Yeah, I think it's all the hard work. I've never done a day's hard work on these hands. I think that's what it is, yeah.
Right. What is the craziest thing you've ever done? So we'll discuss that. What's the craziest thing you've ever done? going to take a second. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
loads. It could be.
There's some crazy stuff we've done, alright. Crazy.
Doesn't have to be in the sport. Doesn't have to be in
No,
boxing.
that's what
I'm
it's
trying to
sport.
think
Sport
outside.
doesn't come to mind.
Yeah.
Sport doesn't come to mind. I'm trying to be PC here as well.
Nah, you don't have to be. Health, fitness, life, laughs.
Yeah, let me see. Craziest thing I've ever done.
Without getting in trouble.
Yeah, without getting in trouble. One of the most stupid things I've ever done is when I started driving, I was driving the lads to Carrick and Shannon. We were going for lads' weekend away, and I think there was an ox cord in. I was only talking this to my ma, about this with my ma recently. She went mad. She needed to start crying in front of me. There was an ox cord in the glove box, but it was locked. And my dad bought me a car for my birthday, and I was only young at the time. The car was full, and we were on like the motorway, and it was on a slight bend. So the lads wanted to play music, and the radio was crap in, like, I don't know where you go through on the Carrigan Channel Leitrim or something like that. So some crap radio station. So they wanted to put like their songs on. So I like took the key out of the car as we were driving it. Like, I was obviously might have been speeding a little bit as well.
Jesus
As
Christ.
we were driving.
Why'd you take the key out?
To unlock the glove box.
So while you're driving, you whip the key out the glove.
You with me? Yeah. So wasn't really thinking. So we were doing like, I would say a very bit over the speed limit, but not going crazy. But it was on a slight bit of a bend. So I took the key out of the car to unlock. But as I took the key out and passed it to this hand, the steering wheel locked on the motorway.
Jesus Christ.
And it locked like straight, but it locked
As the
straight
road was turning.
as the road was bending a little bit. And then there's a big panic to try and get the key back in and stuff like that.
How long did you have to get the key back in, would you say?
Seconds, like, yeah, definitely would have killed a whole lot of us. That was probably the most stupid thing I've ever done.
On the way to the weekend?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It was dark and raining and stuff like that. Yeah, that was...
You took the key out of fucking English.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Didn't realise, like, you know, silly mistake.
Yeah.
Really, like, I didn't think I was doing anything too crazy until the steering wheel
See
locked.
why your ma was...
Yeah. She hates the way I drive, yeah. Not that I drive fast.
God,
but she
take
thinks
the
I'm a
blood
wreck.
just drained from the body.
Oh, I remember my legs going weak and stuff like that. I actually had to pull over afterwards, yeah.
And so the glove box has a key that could...
Yeah, there was an
you've
old
never
Golf.
never locked it since, have you? Or is it
No, I don't even know it was locked, yeah. That's just one thing that's one thing that came to mind there, yeah.
Jesus Christ almighty. Thank God you're able to talk about that and not look back on it.
I know, Jesus.
with
It could have been
regret.
bad, couldn't it? Yeah, it
Yeah,
could have been
Jesus Christ.
bad. Yeah.
Like when you're talking about like stupid things, like mine one's not even not top of my head. We went out to Houghton, we were night time as well. We used to call it the scary spot. Any of my mates that are listening to this, they'll know. I think we went out in Amo Fennel off the Dublin
Yeah, I
thing.
remember
We went
now.
out in Amo's little grey Starlet out to Houghton. I went around the cliffs. We went running around the cliffs, and it was thick grass. And I remember putting my foot down on the grass. It was night time, and the grass gave way, and I fell to my right hand side. Didn't realise we were that close to the edge of a fucking cliff.
No
and
way.
where I stepped on, it was literally going down the fucking cliff. That's stupid as well. But when you think back, the
Very
blood
stupid.
just drains from you. But that was me, myself, that obviously would have got hurt. And I remember lying there, you had people in the car, holy Jesus.
Yeah, car full, yeah. I've done some crazy, and it actually reminds me of saying that about cliffs. Did you ever stay in the day apartments in Santa Ponsa?
No.
It's one of those places everyone stays, I think, 27, so it's like a lad's holiday destination when we were younger. We were on the top floor, I think there was like 12 floors, and didn't have a key off my room one day. Obviously I was like a little bit drunk. I never drank until I was 18, so we were away for a lad's holiday, and I like knocked into the neighbours and like swung myself from one balcony to the other just by my hands. Thinking back, I still get like weak legs thinking about 12 floors up, yeah.
Jesus, we had James.
I wouldn't be a recklless person either. I
Yeah.
actually sound reckless now after
No.
two stories. I'm fairly chill, like, yeah.
You definitely were drinking in the car, no?
No.
We had James on that. We had James Doyle in yesterday, and we were talking about things on the way when I was dropping him back to the house. We were talking about holidays and stupid stuff like that. I actually have a friend who climbed up the balconies in Bulgaria. Climbed up, it was in the news and everything, up the drain pipe to go home. Went home by himself, obviously a few drinks on board. Didn't think he had his key card to get in. Climbed up the drain pipe. Just as he got to his own balcony, drain pipe snapped. Lads found him the next morning, paralysed, waist down. Still paralysed to this day. And his key card was in his wallet. In the end, it was in his wallet. So, like, looking back on these things, like, we're blessed to be able to actually
100%.
kind of talk, but just pure
It can go so wrong so
stupidity.
fast, can't
Yeah,
it?
pure stupidity. But that's one of the one of the crazy things. Or
yeah. There's probably a lot crazier as well. I just can't think. You know, when you're put on the spot.
Yeah. You'll be texting me now later on.
Actually, I was waiting to tell you about this.
Yeah, but listen, we'll do a few more. Right, so we'll move on. I saw you didn't get into a nightclub as well in December.
Yeah,
what's the story with that? How does that make the news?
Do you know what it is? It's because like most people know me in town, like bouncers and stuff like that, because it's a close community. If you're a bouncer, you're more likely in the gym into a bit of fighting, and we all know each other. Yeah. Especially the bigger guys. Bouncers are usually
and you're a
guys.
unit as well.
Yeah,
so
the bigger, you know, from sparring and stuff like that. I'm always looking for spars, and you know, you would know it'd be a close community, and I'd know most of the people in town. And I was with a couple of guys. I actually wasn't drinking because I was fighting soon. I hadn't drank whatsoever. So we were on like a family night out. We were in like the pub where I live. I'm from North Inner City, Dublin.
Yeah.
Like, so we went to the pub or whatever, and the lads I was with, they were like, "Oh, come on, we go out." So we went to the Camden. Yeah. Great place. Know the manager and the bouncers, lovely people. And that was closed at 12 for some reason. I'm not too sure. Closed quite early. So we said we'd go to Coppers, which I've been in loads of times. Yeah, I hate even talking about them, to be honest, because it's so annoying. But went to Coppers, always get in. Your man Aidan knows who I am. He knew me when I used to box for Ireland as an amateur, and like used to look after us and stuff like that. And I went with one guy is in the fire brigade. There's only 3 of us. One guy's in the fire brigade, and the other guy's a really, really good job, right? Not that should even matter.
I know, but it's not like you're rocking up.
Really nice guys. No one was drunk. They're more respectful than me. You know what I mean? I understand it. Yeah, so they're more respectful than me, and I get in there.
Fuck, I hope we get in here with Thomas was.
I know, yeah. So I went up to the guy that I know all the time, and he was being a bit strange or whatever. He's like, "Oh, let me just go." He didn't say no. Sorry, he said how many? He said 3. So he said, "Let me just go say it to the owner or whatever." He didn't actually say that. He just went and spoke to the owner, which was standing there. And then the owner comes over to me and like tries to like strong arm me out of the queue and like, "Not tonight." And I was like, "This is mad."
Did he mistake you with somebody?
No, he's like, "Oh no, sorry, there's conversation beforehand. I'm getting this mixed up." Where he's coming from, I told him the pub we were coming from the hideout. And then it's like, as soon as I mentioned that pub, it's beside Crow Park. As soon as I mentioned that pub, it was like, "Oh no, nothing I can do for you tonight," and then pushed me out of the queue as if I was asking for a favour. I wanted to spend money in his like nightclub, you know what I mean?
That you'd been there and got
that
looked
I'd been
after
there. I
loads
was
of
actually,
times.
and do you know what? The funniest part is, 2 weeks beforehand, I had been there with a big, huge black guy after my fight. I had just fought, massive black guy,
straight in,
no problem with my mate Connor, yeah.
That's weird.
And I know that they have the right to let in who they want and stuff like that, but I just said, because of the platform I have now, like that's pure discrimination. Like as soon as I said I was coming from North Inner City, as I was at the top of the queue, I think some guy was like captain of Limerick hurling team, and your man was like brown nosing the owner's brown nosing him because he plays for Limerick. You know what I mean? Fair play and all, but do you know,
you're out to try and enjoy yourself. You're not even drinking.
Yeah, big issue for me getting in then. So I was like, I'm not going to let him get away with it. I'm going to give him some bad press. And actually, you know what? Put this part up. So I want to get them some bad press. That's exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to just let people see that this is what we have to deal with being from North Inner City Dublin, because it used to happen to me all the time. You know what I mean? And so it was on like News Talk, and then like Satanta Halby and stuff was sharing it. Like all the boxing people were sharing it.
That's where I saw it.
Yeah, anyone with a big profile was sharing it for me, and that was all going great. And they actually contacted me to come in and have a meeting with them. Right. So what? Let me see. What did the message say again?
It's madness. But you know what? This is pure, honest, and raw. So
100%. There's no lies or anything from my end. Let me see. So Copper Face Jacks. So they text me. It was actually pitiful, the message they sent. They didn't apologise. They said, "Hi Thomas, can you send me a phone number that I can contact you on at a suitable time to arrange to come in and meet us for a chat? Regards, Darren." And then I just said, because I didn't want to talk to them, I don't want an apology or anything like that. I just wanted them to get bad press, which they did. So I was satisfied. And they said, "Hi Darren, just wondering what the chat would be about." He said, "We would like to meet you. We would like to meet you to talk about the other night and about any concerns that you might have." And I just said, "No concerns here." And then they said, are there any dates in the new year that you would be free to come in? But I don't want to go in and talk to them, you know what I mean? Just basically wanted to show them how much of a... No, I won't say anything. I won't use a bad word. Yeah.
But I know what you mean, and like...
I just wanted them to get bad press. They did get bad press for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
and you know
I'm
what?
satisfied.
And like you said, down the road, they might look at their policy too, stuff like that, you know. They might, not their policy, but they might look at it, so if they... You never know. Even between now and then, someone of similar stature or size or... might have come from the same pub and blah, blah, blah. this time they might let them in. It mightn't affect someone's night,
Yeah,
you know.
to be honest, I'm fairly confident that they won't change because they don't want people like us in there anyways. It's not kind of their clientele. But what annoys me then is...
Even you having to say like us is not right though.
Yeah, I know, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I'm not going to say I'm, you know, in a minority part of society, but I'm just saying they don't want the likes of us in there. So it's mad. They'd roll out the red carpet for Kelly Harrington. She's from the same place as me, you know. They'd roll out the red carpet for Barry Keoghan, same place as me, you know what I mean?
So what was it on the night? Like it's not like
we're not
your accent. Like it's not like you
I'm
speak
not,
well.
Not
like
too sure. Not too sure.
And not even that an accent should have anything to do with it.
100%. That's actually what on Newstalk. That's what the whole situation with me transpired to, is the whole being discriminated because of your accent. Yeah, that's what it all went on to then afterwards, you know.
There's nothing worse when you're in town though and you're only in one place. You just know.
It was so annoying because I didn't even want to go. I wasn't drinking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll never go ever again. And
fair enough.
I'm gonna, when the big fight night in Crow Park happens, I'm gonna do a very special after party for people that won't ever go to Coppers again. I'm gonna let them in for free. I'm gonna give them free drink and stuff like that if they promise to never go Coppers ever again.
There you go now.
I'm out to get them.
Yeah.
I'm out to get them. I'm not forgetting about it.
Doesn't sound like it.
No.
Brilliant. What are you watching TV? So your downtime, is there any TV in there?
I'm playing Harry Potter at the moment on PlayStation.
Give me a rundown on that now. I have an 8-year-old there who's addicted to the PlayStation.
Yeah, no, really good. I think I grew up watching Harry Potter, so some people don't get it, but it was quite a good game, you know what I mean? I just wanted to stay in. I don't go out the weekends, try to get to bed early, so I try and play PlayStation or watch TV in the downtime and then just go to bed.
So, bro, Harry Potter, I've never played it. And else, FIFA
I've seen
no,
I don't play FIFA, no.
You're not a soccer head, yeah.
No,
and there still isn't a GA game do you remember they brought out the GA game before?
Yeah. I rented it in Extravision years ago, I remember.
Did you keep or did you bring it back?
I brought it back.
An hour later.
I've kept a few of them.
Yeah.
Well, I've watched everything. Yeah, Peaky Blinders is really good. Finished it. Queen of the South is really, really good. I'm watching Money Heist at the moment.
Watched one episode, wasn't into it.
Very, very good. And like I find it hard. I never watched Breaking Bad or anything, you know what I mean? So
you didn't watch Breaking Bad?
No.
Do you know? Have you watched Your Honor?
No.
I'm just gonna say most people watch Your Honor. Bryan Cranston's in it. So, what were you watching there now? Yellowstone.
No, everyone's talking about it at the moment. Yeah, I didn't watch it.
It's all right.
I watched one with the missus. I watched Handmaid's Tale.
No, I've seen the thumbnail.
Very, very good. So if you read out like what it was about, I would have said to her, never in a million years.
Yeah.
I'd say no, get the book, not a chance. But watched it was brilliant, very, very good.
Really?
Yeah, it was good.
Speaking of relationships, on that, like, what's it like? Is trying to keep a relationship going? If you're training hard, I know you've trained over in Algarve, and we get into that in UK and stuff. Yeah, what's the rundown like?
Trying to maintain relationships like with your girlfriend or even with friends, like, you know what I mean. I don't really see. It's very lonely in the sense that you spend an awful lot of time away.
Yeah.
And even then, when you're at home, you might as well be away because I go to gym in the morning, come home, rest, try and sleep, go to gym again in the evening, then probably go do a sauna afterwards. I'm not in the house at all, and then Shannon, she's a student midwife at the moment, so she just crazy. Like some days she'd be gone all day. Where's
she doing
that? She's in the Rotunda at the moment, so she'd do like 3 days on long days, and say her days off aren't weekend days.
Yeah,
I probably wouldn't see her. You know what I mean? Even though we live in the same
house. So it could be like you could go a 2 week stretch, nearly barely seeing each other.
Yeah, barely, literally just.
And then you might be on away.
Passing by, then it could be gone. There's always a chance it could be away like tomorrow, literally. You know.
Yeah.
So it is hard, but you just have to kind of make it work, isn't it?
Yeah, and so would you be with Shannon as you were kind of getting going in boxing? I
was with Shannon towards the end of, when I was boxing amateur, I was with Shannon towards the end of that. So it's mad to see her. It's actually funny looking back. She would have been there. Remember one night I got beaten, I got cut really bad and the fight was stopped. She would have been there that night. And I remember we got a picture and stuff like that afterwards. And then we compare it to the last couple of fights, then you're in big stadiums in England. It's mad to look back on. But yeah, she would have been there from the start.
So she kind of understood and
she gets it, yeah.
Fell in love with your mentality around your sport. As well. It's not like
absolutely. Like it's mad thinking back amateur boxing. Even when I was amateur, I still was so obsessive that it was kind of the only thing I did. I have had a couple of jobs, but like never stuck at anything because I was so focused on this. Like I had a little small gym business and stuff like that, just to keep the training going.
Yeah.
But like financially, there's no money to be made. For like 4 or 5 years, I made nothing out of boxing. Actually, well, I'm boxing for 12 years now. I've only made money last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's mad to see.
What's it take to stick with it like that long? Like, did it? was there any doubtful moments where you were kind of saying to yourself, "Hang on, I'm 6 years in this," or is just the love for what you
never
do
had
push you through?
No, some people have asked that. I never had that where I was like, what am I doing? I've never had that because I was just going to make it work no matter what. I was always
you
gonna
loved it that much.
Yeah, I loved it, you know, and there's nothing else I could see myself doing. I never had that moment where I was like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
But there's been definitely some bad times, but I never even considered stopping. Never, not once. I've never considered not doing it because I actually don't know what I would do now without it, because I wouldn't work on a site.
It's life.
And I wouldn't sit at a desk.
Yeah.
And I definitely wouldn't sit in a gym either. You know what I mean? I spent too much time in the gym. I spent more time in gyms now.
Sounds like you're asking us to be a tutor here, Thomas.
I get you. I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I'd do. I'm so blessed, you know what I mean? Really, when I think of it, so blessed every day to be able to wake up, train, eat, sleep and train, you know what I mean?
And you're surrounded by good people as well.
Good people, really good management team, you know what I mean? Really good trainer. So yeah, I'm in a really good place. I'm finally somewhere where I'm starting to see a little bit of progress. I always compare years by how much money I have for Christmas, you know what I mean? To buy Christmas presents. Like 3 or 4 years ago, I was getting lens, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a good,
that's how I compare
good way of looking
Christmas
at it,
week, I know where I'm at, like, you know.
Christmas week, what it's so, are you always at home? Have you been away for one yet?
I've never been away for Christmas. I hope I'm never away for Christmas.
Yeah,
we're
a big Christmas
head
as well.
Family, you know what I mean? People don't get it, but big Christmas family. So yeah, I've never been away for Christmas. But yeah, basically I compare, you know, I remember one time stressing about buying people presents and stuff like that. Really stupid, you know. I really don't believe in it, but I take part in it. You know, I really don't believe in buying everyone presents and that you have to exchange presents and stuff like that. I think it's so stupid. But my family is so deep in it that if I didn't, you know, I'd never hear the end of it.
Can you think of any presents you've got over the years that have meant something that was just unbelievable? Mightn't be a big one.
Yeah, my little brother got me, I think for my debut. No, it wasn't my debut. I had my debut as with an American promotional company. It was really weird. I signed with an American promotional company and was going to go full steam ahead boxing in America. And then I went, Dillian White was fighting a southpaw. He got me over sparring, and they actually got me out of my contract and then signed me in that camp.
Big part of it being because you're southpaw as well.
Good,
Are southpaws rare?
They're very rare, yeah. They'd be rare. So I'm left-handed or whatever. So he got me over to spar for a guy that he was fighting against. Basically, by the end of the camp, was really happy with what I was doing and got me out of that contract. And I'm so grateful he signed me. So then I had I had a debut, and then I had like another fight that I classed as my debut. My second one was my debut, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the O2 in London, big stadium fight, and there's this really good picture that a photographer got of the two of us, me and my brother, in the change room before the fight, and he got it printed out on a canvas, and that's probably the best present I've gotten for Christmas. Yeah, it was savage moments. Really good. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, deadly. You nearly cry? Would you be emotional?
Oh, I'd be emotional, but the weirdest stuff, like, you know, I wouldn't be emotional where most people would, but then I'd watch a video of some old person on Instagram, you know what I mean?
Have you watched Marley and Me?
Yeah, it doesn't get me, you know what I mean?
You didn't cry, Marley and Me?
No.
I'm not a dog person. Marley and Me broke me.
No, Marley and Me doesn't, no. I'm trying to think, what was it recently? I watched something. Oh, I watched the Damien Dempsey documentary at Christmas. Did you see that?
I haven't seen it.
Very, very good. It was about people and their struggles with drug addiction and stuff like that. That was emotional, you know what I mean? Because it's very relevant.
Yeah.
Never had a dog growing up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shannon has a dog, so I get it a little bit now, but yeah. Never had it. You didn't either?
I had a dog. Actually, my dad just walked in. That's my dad there.
Are you the one?
He's in training with Mark as well, who you saw earlier on. We had a dog, Scamp, actually, yeah. But we watched Marley and Me, and they didn't even know I was watching it with it. And then when the dog, you find out he's croaking, it's like, left field.
I know.
Like, I mean, caught me off. I haven't been the same since. I'm
I'll have to watch it again.
I'm an emotional wreck. Yeah,
I'll have to watch it again. Yeah.
I can admit, a man can cry.
100%. Definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
And going back then onto the TV, we went on to the relationships and stuff like that, and what you're watching, what you aren't watching. Love Island. You Love Island watcher?
Never, ever. No. Never once. Like I've seen bits of it, but I've annoyed myself so much about it that I just can't watch. I can't sit through it. I really can't. I just think it's the biggest waste of time. But like, bear in mind, I don't watch a lot. Sometimes I don't even watch boxing. You know, I like a good show where you can just forget about everything. But see this Love Island, no, not into it.
Do you know what? There's like, I definitely don't watch it. Spoof.
I was gonna say, you looked a bit shocked when I came out with that. Yeah.
I got roped in about 4 years ago or something like that, and I saw it and I was like, these people are getting hearts broken here. And I was like, not bad. It's not like Big Brother. Like, you can actually see some people are real, and you can see some people are on it for fame, but there's people genuinely on it that are just being like just ashamed or embarrassed and to be just left out in the dry. But I know it's just an interesting one. Some people are bet into it. Some people that I speak to that you didn't think would be into it, obviously because it's on now at the moment.
I love it. I love it in the sense that Shannon watches it for an hour and then I can play PlayStation. That's what I love about it and not be annoyed, you know what I mean?
So I get to watch the first half of a match because it's getting recorded. So the 8 o'clock kickoff, so I'll watch that first half, and then Love Island might pop on at 9 o'clock, and then it's grand.
I've actually been considering, funny you say that, first half of the match, I've been considering getting into football for the amount of time that lads get to spend hanging around with the lads watching football matches.
Do you play golf?
No.
Right. Consider golf, because you're getting 4.5, 5 hours with your mates out on a golf course if it's a sunny day.
So you play golf, yeah?
I love it.
I'm going to expose everyone that plays golf here, yeah? I go to Portugal training with Dillian and Albufeira. Playing golf is literally just an alibi to go on lads' weekends away. 100%. 100%.
You're not supposed to say that.
It's an activity to do. I'm just exposed. I never realised everybody in the marina is wearing golf gear. They're supposed to be on the course.
There's polo t-shirts
but
everywhere,
you know what I mean? Yeah, I never realised.
Sure, when you go away and you're play golf in Spain. I've only played golf abroad now twice. But sure, there's carts going around with beers on them.
Yeah.
Following, and it's, you have to be hydrated.
I wasn't aware of it, yeah. And I know of a group of lads that go, and 2 of them don't even bring the clubs with them. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But we're in Swords. Like, you could throw a stone here and follow that stone and go in that direction, and you're coming across a good golf course. You're coming across. So no matter where you are, you're surrounded by.
No, golf's not.
We're blessed here.
I went to a driving range before, not my last fight, the one before number 3, and I was wrecked after it. Muscles were sore everywhere.
I bet you just tried to burst every single
one of them.
You'd be more tired in the driving range.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was like, no, I'm gonna drink.
Like, if you think about it, if you go to the driving range, you probably all get a large. There's 120 balls, and you're probably trying to burst every single one of them. Whereas around the golf, if you're averaging to try and hit 72, and you might hit an 8 over, and you have to hit an 80, you probably have to hit an 80 golf balls. A quarter of them might be putts. Do you know what I mean? So
that's Chinese, what you just said there, 70 and 8 over and all. I never understood it.
I tried to explain that to somebody a few weeks ago. He's in fitness industry. He's thinking about getting into golf. If you listen to Adam, and he's a CrossFit, so he's a unit. Actually, you're 6'4", are you? Yeah. So it'd be similar height to you. I think he might be actually 6'5". Unit as well, and we were trying to explain that to him, and stable for drills and golf and stuff. He got it a little bit, but you could just see if you're not into it.
No.
There's no point going in. But great excuse to spend 4 or 5 hours with the lads.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Me and Simon would golf now the odd time, but we're up in Rogan's down there.
I found that, like, I'm 27 now. I found the older you get, the less you see your mates. You know what I mean? And I'm probably very guilty.
And you've no kids yet, do you?
No kids or anything.
That's before having kids. Yeah.
That's before having kids, and I'd be really guilty of not doing anything with the lads because
they could understand.
No, 100%. But like, it's mad. As you grow up, you don't have as much in common with your mates anymore. You know what I mean? You kind of, not to just grow apart, but like, you're all in the same school.
Yeah.
You go to school together, you know what I mean? Or you all hang around when you're, 19, 20.
Would you be online with me even if you're a gamer or anything like that, or are you more just you and your game?
No, I actually really, really dislike being on my phone. So I'm in group chats and stuff like that. I'd have them on mute, but I really dislike that, the constant notifications, have everything muted.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm a bit like that myself.
Yeah. So anybody listening to this would give out about me not getting back to them, you know what I mean? But I thought if I'm on my phone and someone texts me...
Adam's sitting there going, hang on, I've been talking about getting into a podcast. Now I get it.
Anyone that knows me would, like, if I'm on my phone there and then you text me, I'm going to text straight back and probably will keep it going. But as soon as I put my phone down, it's got, like, I went through my phone now, there's so many messages, but I just don't like being on it.
Take it easy, Jer. There's the dad going.
See you later.
People watching this podcast, why is he saying goodbye to his dad? He's in here training with Mark.
WhatsApp would be the one for me, and if someone texts me on WhatsApp, it's serious. If you text me on Instagram, I find it very hard to get back to them, or Snapchat or anything like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Twitter and stuff like that. I have them muted completely because there's just so many notifications. Pure shit, like, people send you the craziest messages as well, you know.
I know, yeah, and some mental videos that you're just looking going, and then obviously there's the risk of opening it up and you've got that happening, yeah. It's yet to happen on the podcast, but no doubt Johnny will send me a video soon. Johnny's always sending me
them ones, yeah. It's a pure dad joke at this stage.
Yeah, exactly. Would you have been big into social media? So I know we were talking earlier about kind of how important it is if you want to kind of push stuff and
Yeah,
promote stuff.
I understand the power of it, definitely. I understand how lucrative it can be, but at the same time, I wouldn't do anything that I wouldn't be comfortable. I wouldn't put anything up on social media I wouldn't be comfortable to stand over and be proud of. Like I wouldn't, fair play to people that can, but I wouldn't do much talking or silly videos or a lot of people do dance and stuff like that. No, it wouldn't be me, And some boxers do try and get into the trends, and it works really, really well. And fair play to them, but just not
It's
me.
not for you.
Yeah, not for me. You know what I mean?
like,
I wish I was better. I do really wish I was better at it and was more on trend. But I'm really out of the loop in terms of what's trending and what creates views. Everything that I put up is just kind of very relevant to.
Thankfully, your ability though inside of the ring should be able to do enough. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm the same. I've said this loads of times. I don't have a personal social media. I've never had a social media, but from a business point of view now, if you don't do it, and
so much free stuff. We
have to do videos, and we have to be constantly redoing the videos. And Adam, that's behind the camera here, constantly editing and sending stuff off. And sure, if you're not fresh and doing the content, you have to be willing to also get stick. But if you're not fresh and doing the content, like someone else is.
Yeah, that's another thing. Stick,
mental.
Stick is
Do you
hard
get much?
Loads.
Do you?
So much.
What, on social media?
Because
Just haters or jealousy or what is it?
Somewhat so. Sometimes, have you ever looked up your own name on Twitter?
Oh, thankfully I'm not on it.
Oh, you're not on Twitter, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you look up my name on Twitter and go through what people say, like some of the stuff is just crazy.
So how would you get it? Because I had this chat with James.
I don't care personally, but I just think Twitter is like a sewer for people. It's the worst type of people are on Twitter.
TikTok's the same.
TikTok probably the same. I'm not as active on it.
Just an age difference.
Yeah, Twitter is like the worst type of lonely people are on Twitter. Like, even this whole football thing. I'm from Dublin 7. I wear Bohs jerseys because I'm from the area where Bohs are. Family support Bohs. Yeah. But I don't actually watch football too much myself.
But you're proud of the area that you're in. Yeah.
I literally lost count the amount of fellas that support. This is really sad. That support Shamrock Rovers. There's not a big rivalry there. One fella hopes I get cancer. One fella hopes I die. Hopes my family. You know what I mean?
Yeah, wankers.
Come here, war off ducks back. I don't care. But how sad is that, man?
Absolute.
So
wanker,
many. Yeah, you get an awful lot of haters. Yeah.
But can you imagine the life that person has?
100%. It's laughable. It's hilarious. But you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? Wishing cancer on someone, it's fucking
nuts,
ridiculous.
Man. To even try and say those words about someone.
Now,
because I wore a Bohs jersey.
Whether or not you're into football or that's irrelevant.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, the haters. It is hard to deal with in the beginning.
Yeah, do you have anyone around you that helps you with that, or at the start was it? I know you can say fuck you, and I know you can say.
I'd be quite thick-skinned. Some stuff does get to you, but not comments. Some stuff does get to you. Like you get people doing breakdowns of fights and stuff like that, and question your ability or question things. Yeah. But people are always going to criticize.
But if it was constructive or anything, you're probably the type of person that can say,
"All right, perfect." Yeah.
But if it's just to be slating,
I'm completely honest with myself as well. I know where I'm at, so. People can't really get under my skin because I know what I do good and I know what I do bad. You know what I mean? So, I don't struggle with it too much. Advice on it?
It could be any sport. It could be that bloke that was at the top of the fucking line and bleeding coppers, or it could be a 16-year-old who's playing for Dublin or whatever. That they might be trying to come up in the sport game, might be surrounded by good coaches and stuff like that. But there is assholes out there on every social media platform.
As social media grows, you're going to get more and more negative people. Obviously, the more people on social media, the more negative people there's going to be. I wouldn't get too bunged down by what people say, because people are always going to talk, especially when you're doing well. I think people are always going to talk regardless. Yeah. So you need to kind of expect it, to be honest. And you definitely need to be thick-skinned. If you're putting yourself out, as I said, I don't put myself out there too much, but profile is growing overall. And if you do put yourself out there, you have to be open to criticism, and it comes with the game. You know what I mean? It comes with elite level sport as well, especially because people are entitled to their opinion. Yeah. More often than not, it's wrong. Yeah. But they're entitled to put their opinion out there. So. But
there is going to be days where it does get to you, and 100%. That's where don't be afraid to actually talk to somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether it's family or anyone.
Yeah, like the way I deal with it, to be honest, is I would screenshot it and send it into the lads chat, and we'd all laugh about it. You know what I mean? And that actually works really well.
So you're sending it into a lads chat. So you're surrounded by people that. They're good people.
Yeah, absolutely. Surrounded with people that know who you are, you know what I mean? Yeah, like they'd be real friends, real friends from growing up. They know who I am. They know how hard I work and where I'm at. So they would also have a good understanding of if someone's putting up bullshit about me,
Yeah.
they know it's bullshit and we'll all laugh about it together, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good you have it. It's horrible that it happens. It is going to happen. It's going to
Definitely.
continue to happen. It happens to us all the time as a business. I get abused, everything, fucking teeth, eyebrows, fucking. But the worst thing is when you get someone that doesn't know the course of the business saying, "Oh, all these courses are a shambles." You can do weekend courses now to be a personal trainer, right?
Yeah.
There's people that you can become personal trainer fully online, whatever. But we get tarred with the same brush. It's like we're not the same. But social media, it's people. It's just they want to slate something or someone. It's usually coming from, again, spoke about this yesterday, username 12345.
100%.
That's some shithead sitting behind a phone in his fucking mum and dad's box room playing Dungeons and Dragons and going,
Absolutely.
But they've no idea that there might be, not just their business, they've no idea maybe the amount of training that you're putting in, the sacrifices that you're making. If it's a business, they've no idea that there could be someone putting their heart and soul into that business. It could be a butcher's, could be a baker's, not a PT course. They've no idea that, hold on, you sending that one message, you might be knocking, whether it's a business or a person or somebody else, the ripple effect of that one message.
100%.
I think it should be regulated down the line. I think you should be, if somebody does put comments in, it's coming in, but it should be the same as verbally saying it.
100%. I think you should only be allowed to have one account verified by your passport, or else you're not allowed on social media, and your name should be visible, or else don't participate. Because people think they have free reign to put people down and say some very, very awful things about people with no repercussions, you know what I mean?
And those comments should be like they're there.
Yeah.
If you, and whether that's a down the line, if you're going for an interview,
Yeah.
and you can come across and give a fantastic interview and a job or something like that, that maybe say, yeah, but Jesus Christ, like he's fucking slating, he's telling people to fucking die with cancer.
Yeah.
As he wore a fucking Bohs jersey here.
Absolutely.
Like, who the fuck is he?
Well, there you
We're
go.
not taking him on.
That's what I mean. Like, at the moment, there's no real repercussions for it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's very rare you find someone successful criticize someone doing less than them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very, very rare you find someone really successful doing, like, criticizing what someone who's actually trying but doing less than them, you know what I mean? It's usually someone that's really unhappy with themselves.
We were talking about, again, Love Island, but we were talking about this, and it's a harsh reality, but like there's been a few people on Love Island over the years that have gone on to commit suicide, unfortunately, and God rest their soul, and the family and stuff like that. But I was thinking about it the other day, I was thinking, why? So some of these people that go in there, they're not going to be liked by everybody, but they're coming out to just say maybe 1 million followers, like that, and just say 5% people don't like them. They're following them to actually hate them, to abuse them and stuff like that. That person's maybe coming out to like 50,000 people wanting to absolutely 50,000 people wanting to fucking go in on them. Like it's dangerous.
Yeah, 100%. I think there should be something in place, especially for people like that get so much fame so quick. There should be some sort of a course in place, or a company that they...
I'm sure there is.
Yeah,
I'm sure they have good, again, people around.
It's to be expected. Like you said, it's to be expected. Like, if you look around Twitter for a day, I've said already, it's a sewer for people. The worst type of people in the world are on Twitter with fake accounts, you know?
Like,
so
imagine even 1%. Imagine even fucking 10%. I hope my math is right there. Imagine even 10,000 people just standing in the field out there.
Shouting at you. Abuse.
Just to abuse you. Like, it's fucking bananas. Anyway.
But they wouldn't, by the way.
Well, they wouldn't. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah. So anybody who is getting abused out there, there's a decent bit of advice. Try and surround yourself with good people, and don't be afraid to pick up the phone if you're getting it down.
Big time.
10-minute tangent. Let's go again. Next topic. I know we have a few more bits to go through, so I'm literally hitting refresh here. Whatever question comes up. What would you want your last words to be? It's a bit of a dark. I didn't want to go dark for fuck's sake.
No. Last words to be. I actually always thought I'd like to have a light-hearted funeral.
Yeah, same.
You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna
bit of Jerry Cinnamon popping around.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go out with a bang. I'd hate to get sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'd hate to get sick or something like that. So
would you like to live like old, or kind of go out with a bang? Like
60-ish, call it a day. You know?
Yeah. I always said that until I have kids.
Very true, actually. I suppose I don't have kids, so I'd be quite immature in the sense that I don't have kids. I'm actually really selfish with my time at the moment. You know,
but you can be.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't have kids, so I suppose things change. But yeah, not at the moment. No, you know what I mean. I'm so sore every day already. You know, my granddad got new hips. I'm gonna need new hips and stuff like that. So yeah,
that's the first thing that's gonna go. Is it the hip?
Yeah, definitely. I have like you know the way it's the ball and socket joint.
Yeah.
I have like an irregularity on the ball, so it's rubbing off the socket already. Like since
that's nothing to do with the ankle twist.
That's hereditary. No, that's hereditary. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna need a new hip, and so I'm dealing with that. And like I said, surrounded by good teams. I have John to help me kind of train around it. I can't front squat deep, you know what I mean? So we do adapted versions or whatever. So
Well, you were with the right man with Mark.
Yeah.
Man, Mark's brilliant when it
Mark's
comes to all
serious,
that sort of stuff. Yeah.
He said when I was in the course, actually, I had really good conversations with Mark.
Did you?
Found him very interesting, yeah.
Brilliant. You would add Mark, Johnny, just Mark and Johnny?
Just Mark and Johnny, I think, yeah.
It's a complete opposite ends of the
the
personality spectrum.
Johnny was cool now, yeah, but I really enjoyed Mark. He was we liked a couple of the same topics, you know what I mean?
Yeah, in depth. Calm as well.
Yeah.
We always get
had
the
an
same
answer. I probably asked too many questions, but he always had really cool answers for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and if he didn't have the answer as well, there'd be a reason why, and he'd go and he'd find it and stuff like
absolutely.
that. There's no ego there. We're blessed with it.
Very rarely didn't have an answer now. He knew probably everything I asked him, yeah.
I know. I have a good mix like Johnny, Johnny's mental as well. In a good way. Johnny's absolutely up as rocker and it works.
Yeah.
And
the contrast is good, yeah.
Yeah, 100%, just because people's personalities are different, but we're blessed with the team. Right, last words. What are we thinking?
I don't know. Like when do you give your last?
Right,
words?
let's just say.
Is last words what's written on your gravestone, or is last words the last ones you say to someone?
Let's go with the last ones you say to somebody. It's gonna be like a thank you or something sort of grateful. Obviously, love you and all that is gonna be there.
Yeah. I don't know. Very deep.
Yeah.
Very, very.
Let's
very
go
deep.
gravestone, even though it's deeper.
Gravestone.
I think a thank you.
Yeah, no, people write some funny stuff on the gravestones, though, don't they?
See, this is
I'm
do you know what? This is why we do a 10-minute tangent. I know it's gonna be quiet, but Jesus. Do you know what? I'd probably just give a little thumbs up and try and save me family. Save the family the cost of
the
cost of the headstone. Yeah, just a little
a little emoji.
Yeah, a little emoji. Yeah, little monkey face emoji. That'll do.
Yeah, I don't know what I do. Last words written on the gravestone. I think just a picture of myself.
The fist up or something.
Definitely not. No, standard boxers pose. No.
Do you know? Not like it.
No. It's every picture though. You know what I mean?
And you get every second wanker has nothing to do with boxing doing it when they see a boxer.
This is the one. You know what I mean?
Changed the picture that we were going to put up as a thumbnail for the podcast. Yeah.
Oh God.
We'll take a picture afterwards.
Yeah. No, but yeah, definitely not the boxers pose. I don't know. Picture with someone cool.
Deadly. So we're going with pictures and not last words.
Picture of me and Damien Dempsey. Actually, that's my favorite picture ever. Yeah.
Damien Dempsey, my cousins love Damien Dempsey every Christmas.
He has a cult following. Yeah. That's
of
all the famous people I've met. He was my favorite.
Really, that was one of my next questions.
Ever. Yeah.
Why down to earth, humble?
Just his songs are deadly. Yeah, his songs are brilliant. Wouldn't be a big pop music fan, but would be a music fan in general.
Yeah.
And I would listen to Damien Dempsey probably I would think I was in one of the top listeners in Spotify last year.
Really?
Top listeners, 0.001%. Yeah.
That's how he loved. What was he like then? Meeting you, did he recognise who you were? Like that?
He knows who I am, like, because I know his brothers, and we know a lot of the same people. We never actually met for years, and I met him in December for the first time. Been to all his gigs for years, never met him, kept missing him.
Yeah.
I've got up backstage a couple of times to meet him, and one time he had COVID, he had to go home. Another time then I had to run off. Another time Shannon was sick. It was like we were never meant to meet, but I finally met him in December, yeah.
Brilliant.
Sound, yeah, that was good. That was surreal, actually.
You meet when you're meant to meet.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Of all the famous people I met, Damien Dempsey was the one that was like top on my list, you know what I mean? So
brilliant. So what else are you listening to? Or what style? Is it different styles? Would you have a style for training? Something you might go for walkouts or?
No, I actually train to the weirdest music ever. Like, I don't like training to really crazy
hardcore stuff.
No, definitely not. No, I'd listen to a good bit of rock, but I listen to Damien Dempsey he has songs for everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, probably listen to him as much as I can. What else is in my on repeat?
You had Seven Nation Army on one of your.
Oh yeah. They're like stereotypical boxing songs, you know, crowd singing songs, which are cool. Good bit of like Kings of Leon.
They blew up, didn't they? About
Kings of Leon.
Any Irish music? You like any old school Irishy stuff? Or
I do like I like the Wolftones and stuff like that. But after what happened with those girls singing Celtic Symphony that time, it's a bit sketch to be listening to Wolftones or be seen to be listening to Wolftones. You know what I mean? They got cancelled over that.
It's bollocks, though, isn't it? The way that the way that news anchor asked the question as well, the Sky Sports. I can't remember
Dermot Kennedy
name.
Aslan, Cranberries, Adele.
Any word actually on?
Yeah, probably any day now. I heard that at Christmas. Unfortunately,
yeah.
I hate talking about it before it happens, but his funeral will be mental. I think be
so underrated. I
crazy.
think, and again, his voice as well. And going back again onto Johnny, and Johnny's met him like I think loads of times and stuff like that. And I think there's people of a certain age and stuff like that as well that appreciate.
I really
Christy and
appreciate it, yeah.
Agnan, and even back in the Blacker days and stuff like that, and it would be played, and Angie would be nearly the last song played in a lot of nightclubs back in whatever early 2000s or something like that. But yeah, no, that's when you said that. Jeez.
Yeah.
If it is between now and when the podcast gets released, bless him. Hopefully not. Hopefully
absolutely.
not. Jeez, we're going morbid, Thomas. What's
I know,
the
yeah,
fucking
we have to
story?
change
Right,
up
any
on-
upbeat music you're listening to?
Upbeat music.
What's the poppiest person you like? Is it Jerry Cinnamon? I love Jerry Cinnamon as well.
Oh yeah, do you know, I didn't think he was that good live.
No?
He was brutal, to be honest. Yeah, I think the speakers were a bit shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
What time of year was it, or where was it?
It was the one in Malahide at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't think it was that good. Really bad taste in music. I like Westlife, to be honest with
Who
you.
doesn't?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Who doesn't?
No, we've bad taste in
Yeah,
music.
yeah,
we do.
alright.
I really dislike grime music and rap music. Not my thing, you know what I mean?
All the
I
brap
think-
and all that.
Yeah, I think I'm more of a farmer now than a road man myself.
Yeah,
you know?
I love a bit of Irish and Furies, but Wolf Tones, bit of Furies, bit of folk music.
Yeah,
Mad into
absolutely.
it, yeah.
Not in the
Yeah.
grime. Like, I hang around so many lads from London and stuff like that, especially when I'm away. Not into the music at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And but they
Really.
probably grew up with it, and we grew
This
up with
is
just
it,
different
yeah.
style,
Although Dillian White actually has a strange taste in music, yeah.
Yeah.
He loves all the Irish stuff.
Does he?
Yeah.
Bit of Furies, or is it more sort of a...
It'd be like he loves kind of, you know, typical rebel Irish songs, you
yeah,
know?
and is it the passion behind it, story behind it, sort of that he likes, or just actually likes the music?
I think he actually just likes the music, to be honest.
Deadly.
Yeah.
Deadly. I'm just picturing you now over there training with him with that
Show
on in
him
the
the songs,
background.
yeah. And then he tries to play Irish songs from, like, while we're training together, tries to play Irish songs, and I've never heard them before in my life. But he perceives them to be Irish, you know what I mean?
Load of tin whistles and all.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff, yeah.
Even though I do like Lonesome Boatman.
Good tune, actually, yeah.
My cousin Claire, she's born with the arm only. Her arm only goes down as far as the elbow. Tiny little small fingers. But she was told, like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Now, she won medals for swimming.
Unreal.
Plays tin whistle, but Lonesome Boatman
No,
plays.
I was going to say it, no way, yeah.
Yeah, she and at her wedding as well, it was played hurling. She used to tie the sleeve around one end. Like, I have a big background in hurling, so it's my love is
That's
hurling.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
She used to tie the sleeve on one part of the hurling and use it
That's
with one hand.
unreal,
So
man.
it's one of these mentalities where she's like,
That's
tell me
crazy.
I can't do something.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Which is brilliant. But when you said, when we talked Lonesome Boatman, she always just
That's mad.
bumps
man.
in. I'll bring
What
her in for
club-
podcast.
What club is it?
Bonader. Well, I think it was Bonader.
She'd be
out
great
and
to
out.
have
She
on the
would be.
podcast.
Yeah, and she's
Really?
fucking hilarious
That
as well.
mindset must be
Yeah.
mental, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Claire, I'm coming for you. She's great with my fucking kids as well.
Yeah.
I call her Sweets Claire. Anytime she comes to the house, she brings some sweets. So
Yeah.
naturally, they're going to love her.
Big dentist bill coming your way now in
Yeah.
a few years.
Yeah, Claire, I'm really coming for you.
No, I got a tooth out last year and it was the worst experience of my life.
First one,
I,
first tooth out, like
yeah,
pulled out.
yeah, first extraction, and then I got like that dry socket thing, and the pain was unbelievable. I hate to say it, yeah, but if you had told me the heroin would have stopped the pain, I'd have shot up straight away. It was the worst pain.
And was the pain, there's no anaesthetic or anything, or did it go straight through the nerve?
No, the tooth was out was fine. Getting the tooth out was fine. Next day was fine. The day after, for 10 days straight, was the worst pain of my whole
I've never
life.
got dry socket. Tell me what it is.
Basically, so the cavity gets dry and it before the scab forms, it doesn't close up, so it's like open nerves. The worst pain you can imagine. I'm actually scarred from it.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, really was bad now, very very bad.
No, I've had two teeth out, and then obviously I've gone to fucking Istanbul. I've
Yeah.
got my teeth done as well. Apart
It
from the
was bad,
needles,
man.
I'm not a needle fan, but
No,
apart from the
neither am
needles,
I.
I'm not a Stitches fan either. Have
Stitches,
you ever
yeah,
got
I've got
much
fair few.
stick? Yeah.
Stitches are alright, but I think I find it really weird. Any needles in here make me weak. You know what I mean?
It's because you can see it.
Yeah, probably. Like, yeah, I got a needle in my back and collapsed on top of a nurse in the hospital. So I got a spinal puncture one time. Yeah,
I wouldn't say they do training for that.
No, I nearly killed some poor little nurse. Yeah, but then they put me sideways and done that, and I passed out and it worked.
Stitch wise, what have you got? Where's the
Here,
biggest?
just under
the
my
usuals, yeah.
under my eyebrows here. Yeah, so I've gotten here stitched a good few times. This is cut like there's like 3 separate lines, all really close to each other, that have all been stitched together. I actually got one of them done across the road here. Is there a medical centre there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of them done across the road because I got it stitched and Shannon headbutted me again and burst the stitches.
Did she? I don't see it enough. You're not going back.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
going back over to Dylan.
No, burst the stitches. But yeah, they're grand. Like, they heal up all right, but they'll always open kind of fast, you know.
I know there's adrenaline and stuff, right? So when you're in a fight and you obviously see it, like, oh, the eye opens up or someone can, and you go over to your corner and, like, hopefully you don't have any of those experiences, but you go over to the corner and they're putting fucking whatever Vaseline or trying to close it up or take the swelling down. But do you feel that, dude? Like,
No.
Is the adrenaline that much in that moment that you might as well just not have it, and it's not until about an hour after the fight or you get into a shower and start stinging?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you pick up niggles in fights and you really don't feel it until about 6 or 7 hours later, to be honest. Feel absolutely nothing. That's why you see such crazy stuff in the ring, like people like punching the head off each other because
And just not feeling,
don't feel it because adrenaline is just so high. Yeah, I wish I could bottle up the feeling you get and give it to someone just for them to feel it for a second, what it's like, you know.
In the ring.
Yeah.
Like,
Jesus. It's madness. I know you said you've done a white collar fight before, you know.
Yeah, it was
keep as fights get bigger, keep multiplying that feeling because everyone gets that feeling.
And I'll be honest, like I've played hurling in Crow Park. I've played All Ireland games. I've been in big sporting games where your nerves, you've got butterflies.
Yeah.
And then this was just a white collar. It was for our niece, April. We're doing other stuff with Image as well, but it was white collar boxing fight. It was in the right venue.
Yeah.
So we were training out in Baldoyle. It was like, I think it was an 8-week training kind of camp leading up into it. I was nervous in the training camp.
Yeah.
As well, because you're kind of getting, not used to getting slapped around.
Absolutely,
as well.
yeah.
But I've never been as nervous. I can't compare it. Like, I'm sitting here with you. I can't compare it to you.
No, but it's a variation. It is.
Up in the old purple room of the right venue.
I remember, yeah.
Before I was going down to fight, and I had chosen my ring entrances and all that sort of stuff. And there might have only been about 500 people at it, which was still a lot. And they were up in balconies and all that. I have never, ever been as nervous for any sporting event or any moment, I think, in my life. Like, bare the kids or any of that sort of stuff was grand. I was in helping. I've never been as nervous as just before I went down to fight. And I've probably never had, maybe I have had on the hurling pitch, whatever, the elation, that feeling. So when you're saying, I can't imagine what the nerves would be like. The first, I know you've had 4 like big fights now, but I can't imagine what the nerves would be like. Are they similar to when you're in amateur fights, or do the nerves multiply as the crowds multiply?
Definitely.
Or what way do you deal with it?
I think it definitely gets bigger. Like, it's the same feeling, just the volume is more, you know what I mean? And it's only as big as you make it in your head. Like, as an amateur, I used to struggle a little bit. And then, you know, I gain confidence from the training I'm doing. So I have a really good system in that myself with dealing with nerves, because there is no, you know, I make sure, you always hear this cliche that you've ticked all the boxes, but when you have all the boxes ticked, there's nothing to be nervous for.
Yeah.
If you get knocked out, you get knocked out. It happens.
Yeah.
If you lose, you lose. It happens. You know what I mean?
But you've prepped.
You've done everything you can. It's when you don't have the boxes ticked, I get it, but like, I'll never not have the boxes ticked.
Yeah.
Touch wood. But actually, I'm working with sports psychologists at the moment. Yeah, I've invested heavily in that now lately, financially, because it's not cheap.
I'd say it's fascinating.
Just for the extra 1%, yeah. It's the very first session I did with him. If I never did another one, I would have gained so much, you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
His name is Alan Heary, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, give him a
his
shout.
name is Alan Heary, and he used to work with Steve Collins, and he works with, it's really interesting. He works with rally car drivers, he works with cyclists, he works with fighters. But yeah, I've invested heavily.
How long are you doing it now with him?
We've spoken a good few times over the years, and I remember one time as an amateur going to him, and I didn't actually have the money to do it. You know what I mean? I didn't have the money whatsoever, because it is expensive. It's not cheap. I didn't have the money to start, and I didn't think I needed it as much. Now I would feel that I don't need it, because I have a really good system built up myself. Yeah. But it's that extra 1%, you know what I mean? And I'm looking for that everywhere
and
now.
And the ripple of that 1%.
100%, yeah, absolutely.
Could be by the time you get into the ring. Definitely. And start off.
I'm looking for, like, now I've optimized my training, nutrition. I'm trying to get that 1% from, you know, the types of foods I eat. I'm trying to get it from the extent I go to recover better, sleep quality now with sports psychology, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I can't do any more training wise.
Yeah, so all the pieces of the jigsaw
are
coming together.
So yeah, really interesting. That's a whole world in itself, the sports psychology and the things, you know.
The training in the Algarve.
Training in the Algarve, yeah.
would you go back? Like, do you prefer that? Would you go back there to train big fights? So just say April 22nd is going to go well, which it will. After that, like, I know you don't like being away from home for too long, but like, would you go training camping? Would you?
It's not that far. Like, I've spent an awful lot of time away over the last couple of years. I would go back to the Algarve. It might sound really immature of me to say this, but the way the setup is in the Algarve, you have to cook for yourself. I struggle a bit to cook. I'm getting better. I've gotten a lot better since August, but I struggle a bit to cook and to prep and stuff like that. I was there October last year for a long stint. I went back during the summer for a long stint. I've slowly been getting better, but I would love like a meal prep company over there or something. I find it really hard. Nutrition wise, I lose too much weight too quickly and stuff like that because it's warm weather training. Training is really hard, and then after training to go home and cook. Yeah. Then you have to clean the dishes. I know it sounds first world problems, you know what I mean? But
no, but it's
the life of an athlete. You want to get straight to bed and chill out. You have to cook, and then you have to prep for later on, and the shopping centre is miles away, so a bit more preparation. Yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to, but I definitely would go back. Yeah, for the level of training alone, and to be training alongside Dillian, 100%, absolutely.
Right, one field. You had one field to choose, one field left to live on for the rest of your life. What would it be?
Oh,
we're on the field topic.
I've been getting these wraps, like they're like turkey wraps, off a guy called Liam Tate. He has a little cafe. It's called the Good Mood Field.
Oh, I've heard it.
Yeah, and the field out of that is
top drawer.
10 out of 10. I would eat them for the rest of my life. Yeah, I get 2 off them every day. Yeah, nearly every day.
Yeah. Where is it?
It is Clonliffe Road. I hope I'm not getting that right. Clonliffe Road, and there's an awful lot of meal prep companies around and stuff like that. And he is a meal prep company, but I just find his food is so tasty because he hasn't he's not doing things on a huge, massive industrial scale right now.
It still gets the love.
He's doing it himself, you know what I mean? So it's 10 out of 10. Yeah, I would eat that for the rest of my life right now.
Do you know what? This is off topic a little bit, but it starts with the same topic. There's the Green Straw here in Swords. Like, they love their food. They put their heart and soul into it, like what you just said.
Serious spot. I love Green Straw.
Yeah, I've seen you there.
Yeah, I love Green Straw.
I was talking to them yesterday. They're just back off holidays. I won't give any numbers on anything, but they were talking about just say fucking the difference in their electricity bills and all that sort of stuff now, and it's fucking frightening to think that unless you're a big food provider that can maybe multiply and branch out and franchise, whatever like that you're still getting hammered. Yet these are the places that you are finding proper sourced nutritional food that's not going to destroy the body.
Green Straw,
it's not processed like.
Yeah, Green Straw is probably the best cafe I've ever been to. I'd go as far to say that. Yeah,
I have to give them the shout out.
Yeah, 100%. I drive from town more often than not. I drive out, for breakfast and lunch.
Our students are shocked. They usually come in, they go for lunch, head up, and they find
because you know what you're getting. Like, it's mad. You know how good the food is that you're getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's a bit more expensive, but it's the same as you paying for a sports psychologist. You're not paying 20 quid to go and speak to somebody who might tell you what they think might be right. You're paying a little bit more for decent food. You can go and get a breakfast roll for €5, you know what I mean? Yeah.
5 or 6 quid, but like, how close is that bringing you to your goals then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way I think anyways myself.
Yeah.
I wouldn't see food as an expense as such, as like, it needs to be bought. It might as well be good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Pet peeves? What's your, any big pet peeves?
I hate hairs. I'd be really particular about my clothes and stuff like that, and I hate dog hairs. I hate Shannon brushing her hair.
The old rollers.
I hate that stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I'd be very clean now. Yeah.
And also
that drives me crazy now.
If it's on your, do you say you have a dog? Shannon has a dog.
Yeah.
So the hair.
We have a dog.
Yeah.
It's in Shannon's Mars though. Yeah.
Okay, so it's getting on you. It's not coming up. Yeah. I'm a little bit like that with the clothes as well.
I
always have a little roller when you need it. Yeah.
Yeah, always. Yeah, that would be one of my biggest ones. Yeah, it stresses me out now.
Crunching gets me. Like people crunching, Jesus Christ, it sounds. Some people not.
I think I eat very loudly though. You know what I mean? But I don't care because it's me. But when other people eat loudly, it annoys me. Yeah.
No crunching, and when no one's in the house, if the lights are on inside the house at night time and the curtains aren't closed, it does my fucking...
Serious?
Oh, I don't know what it is.
I actually don't open
feel like people can just look... Yeah, it does my head in.
You know that? I
keep them closed. That's a PlayStation.
I swear to God, I actually don't open the blinds whatsoever. Yeah, I get given out over that.
Yeah, no, it's crunching. Fucking, I go... In my remember Mean Machine, the goalkeeper, in his own head, he has this fancy... I go to a dark place when it's just the crunch.
You have to leave. I hate.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say it to anybody. Like I wouldn't let somebody who's eating know about it. I'd probably just
No.
walk out and smash something.
Number one pet peeve, I've just thought of it. People that bring their own food on the airplanes, they deserve. We're talking death penalty stuff here. That's not right for people to bring smelly food onto a plane.
Tuna and salmon and all,
fucking sandwiches and stuff like that. That's just not right. And people that cough and don't cover it anywhere, but especially airplanes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, airplanes is one. I've flown a lot over the last couple of years and not a good place.
Are you a window seat man?
I love flying.
Yeah, same.
I hate people coughing beside me and around me, and people that don't wash themselves and smell on a plane. Like, it's very close proximity.
Yeah. What about people whipping the shoes off in the plane?
For what? Like, you're in public. You're still a public place. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree. Yeah, we're on. We have a few fucking similarities. 100%. I'm the same with that.
Really? But I don't even think it's that bad. It's just like common decency.
Yeah. Don't
cough all over the place. I'm going to sauna in Westwood an awful lot the last year. People think that they can just cough all over the place. You know, so like cough police. I say it straight away because, you know, I don't want to get sick.
Cough
It's
police.
very important that I don't get sick.
Yeah.
And I pay my membership in these gyms to go and enjoy the facilities without you coughing on me. It's not to be expected.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah. And I was in Blue. I probably sound really cranky. I was in Blue Bar on Sunday.
Lovely. Did you get the wings?
I don't like hot wings, but I like barbecue. But I got other
barbecue.
food.
Yeah, I'm not.
So this goes for planes as well. I think if you have crying kids, you should be in a corner by yourself with like one of these rooms. I don't go to restaurants to pay to listen to crying kids because they're gonna have me on. And if my kids start screaming, crying, I would leave. I think I don't have kids, so you have kids. Where are you on that?
I've been on a few meals now where I've just turned around and I've said to Corey and I said, I really don't enjoy it like this. And I'm being honest, right? And I'm looking straight in you. I said, I'm genuine, and I'm just saying this. I don't enjoy this. Like, I don't enjoy this. We have two boys. They might be having a little fight or something, and I'd be like, shut the fuck up. There's people here.
Fighting's do you get me? Like,
if there was
fighting,
crying, constant crying,
and shouting is fine. You know what I mean? I come from, if you know me, a mad family. That's what I think, because I've had enough of my own brother and sister. Yeah. The maddest family. We should have had a reality TV show in my house. My mom
still could happen.
My mom's nuts, like, you know what I mean. So I come from a mad family. So I don't, when I go out to somewhere nice for something to eat, I don't want to be listening to your kids crying. Yeah. Do you know, a plane, I get, you can't do anything about a plane, but I think you should be able to pay extra to fly in a plane with no kids.
Yeah, a little fucking barrier or something to go around. There's something in it, and I have kids, so I'll probably get fucking slated. But there is times, times where
they should do a special flight, you know, one a day or something like that too.
No kids
and pay extra.
Yeah,
and people will pay it, guaranteed. People will pay it.
Michael O'Leary.
Yeah, 100%.
Are you listening?
Yeah, absolutely. People would pay it. That sounds terrible. Because when I have my own kids, I know if someone gave out about them, I tell them to go fuck themselves, you know what I mean? But that's just me being selfish.
Yeah, and you know what, where there's crying kids as well, there's probably a parent there that's just at the end of their tether as well. That's probably just sitting there going, my wings have just arrived, they're crying. I'll eat three and then I'll take them out of here.
I was sitting back to back with your man that had his kid, and his kid was screaming so loud that I actually felt my whole body going lopsided. Like I was going to the side trying to like the decibel was so high that like I was just going to the side, and I was like,
you were dodging the sound wave.
This is bad, man. This is bad.
And get the old earphones in and throw on a bit of
my hearing's actually gone. I can't really hear out this ear at all anymore, so I only have one good one. You know what I mean?
Is that from
boxing? I think so, from boxing, If someone's sitting this side, like I can't really hear that well. I hear mostly out this ear. So if someone's screaming in this one, I have to protect this. I only have one left.
Has that anything to do with the southpaw side of things?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I get hit on that side all the time. So it's actually quite scary. 27, my hearing's really bad out this ear. I got my medical there recently. It's not gone completely, but it's quite bad. Yeah, it's kind of scary. Yeah,
something to consider.
Yeah, absolutely is something to consider.
One of the other last things I wanted to actually touch on, obviously all the likes of the stuff now with the celebrity fights and Jake Paul or Tommy Fury and blah blah blah, all that. Good or bad for boxing, or is boxing the place where, do you know what, any positive light with big audiences and big TV deals, and not chasing money, but anything that actually might bring something like that, and at the end of it might show respect for, say, is that good for boxing?
Fantastic. Yeah. So I would come from a side of the fence that I think it's absolutely brilliant for boxing, and the only people that would have something negative to say about it are people that would either be jealous of the money that the fighters being paid,
Yeah.
or jealous that they're not involved. So you hear some promoters give out an awful lot about it because they're late to the party, they didn't get involved,
Yeah.
and they're all making so much money, generating so much income
Yeah.
without any legitimate boxing people being involved. And it's a jealousy thing. I think personally, I think it's fantastic. You know, I would love to be making the money that they're making. I'm not, you know what I mean? And I'm what would be classed as a legitimate boxer. But you need to, if you can't beat them, you need to join them. That's what we were talking about, the importance of social media. You really need to get yourself out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Would you be up for something like that in the future?
Celebrity boxing? Hopefully never. But yeah, I would be open to it. Yeah. Like to fight someone that doesn't fight for mega money, you know, like when you put it like that, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
You would have to have a really big following though yourself, or bring something to the table that not at your average boxer brings. Like I understand that.
Do you think will it go down that route? Like, will those fights
I think someone's going to get badly hurt. That's what I think, because now you're seeing Jake Paul, YouTube boxer, fighting Tommy Fury, who was legitimate boxer. Although maybe he hasn't been as serious over the years, but he's still classed as the legitimate boxer. You know, I know he's done Love Island and stuff like that. It's going to keep, what would I say? It's going to keep leveling up to the stage where a YouTuber is going to take on a legitimate killer. Like some boxers are real killers, you know, majority are, and someone's going to get hurt because normal boxer versus normal boxer, people get hurt. So someone that's not actually well trained and doesn't have the experience is going to get badly hurt. And you see it all the time. People end up with brain injuries. Yeah. People end up with all sorts of people die in the ring, you know, in boxing fights. So I think that's where it's going. It's headed that way. Yeah. And until something like that happens, nothing's going to be done about it.
Yeah, well, hopefully there's some sort of, regulation's not the right word, but hopefully there's some sort of route that it can go down where it might become a breakaway maybe, and a regulated breakaway where there's absolutely those type of options.
Hopefully no one does get hurt, but I can see it going that direction, because as you seen the other night, the gap between YouTube boxing and regular boxing is closing in all the time, you know what I mean? So now you have a YouTube boxer and like a legitimate WBC world title fight, one after another, you know what I mean? The gap is getting smaller. And I think it is going to happen where it's going to be a complete mismatch, you know what I mean? Yeah. And someone will get hurt. And it's not until then that anything will change. Yeah.
Whereas in normal boxing, like if there was a drastic mismatch,
at least it was fair.
But you might have, would it be the promoter or whatever, that could nearly be blamed to say that was that.
Well, no, I think if you're both coming from a legitimate boxing background, you both understand the risks. You both understand, you both have agreed to the fight. There's nothing new, whereas people from the YouTube background I think can be blinded by it's not easy, you know what I mean? Like professional boxing is not easy. Those gloves are small, it hurts, you know what I mean? There's a lot easier ways you can make money, you know, 10 times easier ways, but they're just seeing like how lucrative it can look from the outside. But I think it definitely will be shocking to someone someday and they'll end up getting hurt.
Yeah, well, hopefully not any day soon. Thomas, before we leave, any advice to, let's just say, 12-year-old, 10-year-old, 16-year-old contemplating getting into the boxing game, and maybe what to expect, or advice maybe to the parents? They might have a kid, or might be I was contemplating maybe putting my lad into boxing, or not.
Yeah, so I think in terms of self-defense, I'm going to be biased. Yeah, we have MMA and we have Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu and stuff like that. I think in terms of self-defense, I think boxing is probably your number one. I think all kids should be made do it and get a certain grasp of the skills, because you never know when you're going to need them. I don't want to sound, too negative, but you never know when you're going to need them, and they do come in very handy. Not to throw punches, but to actually just defend someone punching you or trying to throw punches. I think it's definitely the best, because you can defend and run. I don't want to get too deep into it, but I think kids should definitely have should be done in schools. I think definitely. Non-contact, kids shouldn't have to spar each other, never have to spar each other, but I think in terms of just skills themselves, they should do it. But then in terms of getting into boxing, just know that it's definitely not easy, and the standard of boxing in Ireland today is so high. The kids that are coming through now, you know what I mean? The kids that are coming through now is so high. It's not easy, but like me, I never see myself doing anything else. So if you love it, I would say go for it, definitely, because there's huge avenues and doors that can open through boxing, believe it or not. It seems like a very closed door kind of sport, but boxing people are the best sort of people, no egos whatsoever.
Brilliant. No, listen, I'm happy enough. I was going to do another tangent, but I think we've lashed through loads. All I can say is look forward to seeing you fucking dominate. Sorry for cursing again on the 22nd of April. It's very best of luck. See you go on. We get you back on again, by the way.
Yeah,
100% sure you're pretty much local, and we'll chat like this.
Yeah.
One day we'll have a set of your gloves hanging up here.
100%.
When you're
and
taking over.
After May 20th, me and Gary on the Katie Taylor card. Yeah.
That's what I was meant to bring up. So the Katie Taylor card, tour with 3 Arena. It's looking like.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. It's a very grey area at the moment, but if it happens, all going well, me and Gary be on it. Same night. That'd be a huge night.
Percentage wise, what you think is it?
Really hard to say. If you had asked me a month ago, I would have said 100%.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It will happen.
She gave out an ultimatum yesterday, did she?
Yeah, no, it definitely will happen. Whether it happens May 20th is what I'm saying. 100% is going to happen.
And then so that'd be what? That's a month after your fight. So you're just keep ticking
4
over,
weeks,
ready to go.
Yeah.
Deadly. And then Gary as well.
Gary as well.
You get on well with Gary, do you?
Yeah, me and Gary get on very well. Yeah. Do I have a picture? Oh no, I won't. I had a picture.
I've seen a picture. Was it in the hotel?
No, not that one. I have a picture of us from years ago. Me and Gary have been on the same Irish team right through the ranks, through the years. You know what I mean? Training camps with Russians when we were like 15, 16. You know what I mean?
Deadly.
So it's mad. Yeah, mad to see the progression from back then in Dungarvan getting battered by Russians to now. You know what I mean?
Johnny Tutor, both of us.
Yeah, mad.
Johnny Tutor, the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, we get the both of us in. We'll have a proper chit chat. And we get Johnny in as well for the chat.
Yeah.
Well, listen, the very best of luck. We'll be in touch with everything. Put as much as you can out on social media. Looking forward to seeing you progressing. An absolute gent.
100%.
Thomas, top man.
That was deadly.